I've dedicated myself to cataloging and rating every mystery box story. The mystery box story is a recent genre of fiction, and this is its basic definition. For more in-depth explanation, check the title card. I've also outlined 10 criteria that I use to judge whether a particular mystery box story is an effective one. This episode, I'm checking out the granddaddy of mystery box TV as we know it, The Prisoner. In my previous video in this series, I credited Twin Peaks as the father of the mystery box story. Twin Peaks brought this concept of a TV plot that requires viewers to dissect and question every scene into something resembling the mainstream. But there was a TV show with a similar approach that predates Twin Peaks, 1968's The Prisoner. A short, weird British TV series that not a lot of people watched, but was way ahead of its time. Let's dig into how this show serves as a precursor to the modern mystery box show. Oh, and The Prisoner was the passion project of British actor Patrick McGoohan, who wrote and starred in it. It's about a secret agent who quits his job for unexplained reasons. Then he's knocked out and brought to a strange island called The Village, where he's given the title of Number 6. On the island, Number 6 is subjected to various wacky forms of psychological torture by the people in charge to force him to explain why he resigned. The first episode introduces the two central questions that drive the entire show. First, why did Number 6 resign? And second, what exactly is The Village? It's not clear where this island is, whether it's run by the British government or an enemy organization, or which of the island's other residents are also prisoners, and which are in on the conspiracy. And there's also this weird white balloon thing that rolls around and serves as a kind of security guard. The man in charge of the village is called Number 2. They are the main antagonistic force in each episode, coming up with new and creative ways to trick Number 6 into admitting why he resigned. But one of the weirdest and most interesting features of the show is that every episode has a different Number 2. It's a constant revolving door of new characters to oppose Number 6. It's really interesting. Oh, and in case you were wondering, no, we don't know who Number 1 is. These are the handful of interconnected mysteries that kick off the show's plot. And in case any audience members came into the show midway through, the show begins every episode with a neat little intro segment that summarizes all this.
Where am I?
In the village.
What do you want?
Information.
You won't get it.
By hook or by crook. We will.
Who are you?
The new Number 2.
Who is Number 1?
You are Number 6.
So yeah, The Prisoner has a really great setup for a traditional mystery box plot. It's even got a mysterious island like Lost did. But beyond this opening premise, the show plays out in a way that's totally different from the other mystery box stories I've covered. For starters, it's not very long. It's one 17-episode season. And more importantly, there is absolutely zero progression towards solving any of the mysteries introduced in the first episode. Episode 2 is my favorite in the entire series. After the show sets the stage in episode 1, the second episode is about Number 6 hatching an escape plan, with the help of a woman he met on the island. The episode shows the two of them slowly investigating the village and working out a way out, then floating across the ocean to safety, all under the nose of that episode's Number 2. Then Number 6 finds his way back to his old office, where his old co-workers are shocked to find him. They ask where he's been and pester him with questions, including why he resigned in the first place.
That's right. The night is young and there are many questions. First, why did you resign?
Yeah, you see where I'm going with this. Number 6 realizes something is wrong, and it's revealed that he's still on the island. He never left. And every single person he's interacted with during the whole episode has been in on the scheme, to trick him into letting his guard down and talk about his resignation.
Would you like to explain to me how a man in Poland came to have a watch showing English time when there's 1 hour's difference?
It's an amazing twist, even though you kind of see it's coming, because otherwise, what would the rest of the show be about? But it's still great to see this play out. So episode 2 gives the audience a good look into the sheer scale of the village, and just how much trouble number 6 is in. But after that, the plot has zero forward progression. Episodes 3 through 15 are all basically self-contained. In each one, number 6 tries to escape and fails, and or the new number 2 tries a new scheme to break number 6's resolve and fails. It isn't really a serialized story. It's an episodic series that has no connective tissue between installments. And after the first 2 episodes, we don't get any more hints whatsoever towards solving the show's mysteries. And also, it's not clear whether any of this is diegetic. The events in each episode contain a lot of weirdness that can be hard to parse. It's not clear whether anything that's happening is even real. That's especially true when considering the ending, which I'll talk about in a minute. But first... trope time. The shady organization running things in the background is whoever's running the village. Although we never learn anything about who they are or what their motives could be. The guy who holds all the answers but won't tell us what we want to know? Generally that would be number 2, who won't explain what the village is or who runs it. But also our protagonist, number 6, never lets the audience know why he resigned. There's no literal mystery box, but there is a little bit of playing with time, as you'll see when I talk about the last episode. Does the ending explain anything? No, not even a little bit. The last 2 episodes are weird, incomprehensible, nonsensical stream of consciousness, and I don't have any idea what happens in either of them. I had really strong Twin Peaks vibes the whole time I was watching.
My life is my own. I.
It's just non sequitur after non sequitur until the final scene of the show, which has number 6 apparently escaping and then ending on the same exact scene that began the show. This might imply that the whole series is some kind of time loop, but I think it's more likely that it's just not meant to be taken literally. And none of the original questions, why number 6 resigned, what the purpose of the village was, who was number 1, none of them get anything resembling an answer. Some of this could be blamed on the fact that the show was cancelled after its first season. Apparently, Patrick McGoohan found out mid-production that the show wouldn't be renewed for a season 2, so he threw together an ending that would troll everyone. But I'm not convinced it would have a satisfying ending even if it did run for longer. The Prisoner never seemed like the kind of show that was interested in concrete answers, similar to how Twin Peaks and The Leftovers were. By the way, I should probably mention the remake of the show from 2009. It feels a lot closer to modern mystery boxes like Lost, and it does have an actual ending, but it's only 6 episodes, and it doesn't really have time to explore these questions in any detail. And the ending it gives is pretty underwhelming, which only further proves to me that this premise was never meant to have a resolution. Finally, how are the characters in the show? Well, the only character we get to know is number 6. We become familiar with his general personality, but he's pretty inaccessible as a character. And the mystery of why he resigned, and the fact that he never lets the audience know this critical information about his character, makes it really hard to connect with him. Every other character only appears in 1 to 2 episodes max. Occasionally there's a standout number 2 who is fun to watch, but they'll be gone before we get to know them. The show ultimately isn't about the people in it. It's more of a study in theme and tone than a traditional narrative that we're used to. Its purpose is to weird you out, unmoor you from your reality, and make you question what's real and what's true.
I am definitely an optimist. That's why it doesn't matter who number 1 is. It doesn't matter which side runs the village.
I describe The Prisoner as a pioneer, but it only dabbles in the ideas that eventually come to form the mystery box story. The Prisoner gets a final mystery box rating of 4 out of 10.
I am not a number. I am a free man.